Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Edward Jones Chatting Cage. I am JB in the cage once again, setting it up for Adam Eaton of the Chicago White Sox, also known as Adam Spanky Eaton on Twitter. You know you want to talk to him, so get your webcams fired up. Adam, thanks so much for being a part of the show, man.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Fans are fired up. Twitter is buzz, tweeting, whatever the phrase is for that. And webcams need to get fired up. Folks, you know how you can be a part of the show. Get your webcam fired up. Join Adam and myself right here in the chatting cage. Get some FaceTime with your favorite outfielder in Adam Spanky Eaton. I go to Twitter first while we wait for webcams to go. And this is from Drew Garland. It's not a question. I'm just going to say it because it's awesome. It's phrased so well. Well done, Drew. Adam Eaton, he's such a great fellow. That's how the show starts. Now let's go to the first question. This one is from Dismuller22. What does it mean to you to be named AL Player of the Week?
It's a great award. I had such struggles early on this year. It's nice to be able to have, a good second half, start off with a good second half. And, what better than to be co-player of the week with, my favorite first baseman, Jose Abreu. He had a heck of a week. I'm not, player of the week without him. Without him driving me in and being such a catalyst for our offense, it's been great. So I'm very honored.
There you have it, folks. That is thoughts on being AL Player of the Week alongside his favorite first baseman, Jose Abreu. I'm sure Jose will be glad to hear that. He makes the rank of that list. Fans get FaceTime just like this fan right here. What's your name, where you're from, what's your question?
Hi, I'm Matthew from Illinois, and I'd first like to say the power's very improved. So, now, don't you think there should be a three-way White Sox tie for AL Player of the Week, including you, Abreu, and adding Melky?
Absolutely. Melky had a heck of a week. I was actually surprised that he didn't get it instead of myself. But whatever award that I get, I'll definitely make sure that Melky knows that I got it over him.
That is awesome. I like that fans are so fired up that they're petitioning to add more White Sox to Player of the Week, as it should be. That was Melky, Jose, and Adam Spanky. So I'm going to ask, where's Spanky from? Obviously, it's your Twitter handle, so we got to find out.
You guys had me on last year, but we had quite a discussion about that. But Spanky I think a week old. I looked like Spanky off Little Rascals. Spanky McFarlane. I had a whole full head of hair, really chubby cheeks, and my dad thought that I looked exactly like Spanky. So I've been named that ever since I was a very, very young. Like I said, a week or two old.
There you have it, folks. That's where it comes from. See, this is why we do things on the internet, so you can find out more about the internet. Adam Spanky Eaton answered directly. And this is also the hard-hitting questions we like to field. I personally like to field right here. This is from Chef Jimmy, 81. What's your favorite thing to eat in Chicago?
I'm a big Weathermark Tavern fan. It's a very small bar I think it's actually on Michigan Avenue, kind of the south side of Chicago, just north of the ballpark. Great bar food, great little atmosphere, and I've always enjoyed going there with my family and getting whatever they have on tap or what they are featuring with the food.
All right, that sounds like a great afternoon. I'm going to invite myself to that the next time you're there, if I can get to Chicago. Is there a favorite dish there? Is it the one thing you go to all the time? Is there a go-to?
It's called the 1503 Burger, and it has some curly fries, onion rings type combination on top with some barbecue sauce, and it's a healthy burger for sure. That's one of my favorites.
Definitely, it's high on the diet list. The healthy burger goes to 1503. Exactly. Yeah, folks. In Chicago, that's where you go. We got another fan in the cage right now. What's your name? Where you're from? What is your question?
Hi, I'm Hunter, and I'm from Shasta, Minnesota. And how was your childhood growing up as a baseball player? Like, what teams you play on? Stuff like that.
Okay, yeah. I grew up in Springfield, Ohio. So growing up, I played, it was what we called Prosser Field. It was just a local league that we played in. Growing up, I wasn't always on the best teams. Actually, I think a good motivation for me growing up. When I was 12 years old, I was put on the C team of the A, B, and the C team. I actually didn't make the B or the A team. My brother made a team better than me. He was on the B team, and then all my friends were on the A team. So it was kind of kind of a kick in the pants for me to get better. And after that, I continued to play summer baseball throughout, Springfield, Ohio. I played on Greenville Technology, the Springfield Pythons, just USSSA teams throughout the state, and competing through that. And then once I got to college, I played for the Cincinnati Steam, which is a college summer ball team in Cincinnati. And then I went to the Cape, which I actually was injured when I went to the Cape Cod League. I played for the Catuit Kettlers. And then, when I entered my junior year at Miami of Ohio, I was supposed to go to Rhode Island and play in the New England League, but I was, of course, drafted and then went to Missoula, Montana for my welcome to professional baseball with 15-hour bus trips and some half-filled ballparks. So, through all that, I had a lot of fun. I have a lot of great memories. Summer baseball growing up, you have to give a lot of credit to your family because there's some long weekends and some long travel, to Tennessee, to Florida. Like I said, being from Ohio, you have to go down to nicer weather. So, a lot going on there.
That was great, Adam. Thanks. There's two things that jump out. One is that's amazing. So you're basically saying as a kid you were told you're no good, and then look at where you are now. That's pretty awesome. Two, your jersey collection has to be incredible.
Oh yeah, for sure. On the first point of a little kick in the pants, I never was all state in high school. I never made first team all conference in college, it was always just you got to get better, you got to keep pushing. So for all the kids out there that may not make their A team or that don't make the All-Star team, be good when it's important. And for me, that was when I got to the minor leagues. I continued to baseball was like food for me. I was very hungry. I was very thirsty for it, and I basically ate, breathed and slept baseball. And like I said, be good at the right times, and worked out for me. And then as long as, like I said, with the jerseys, like I said, growing up, you'll play with all different teams, from your city teams to your summer teams. So, like I said, great memories, and met a lot of people.
Fantastic, just awesome stories. Thank you for that. And a fan is stoked and excited to be here as well. Fan, what's your name, where you're from, what's your question for Adam?
Hey Adam, I'm Hank Roberts from Phoenix, Arizona. So you're one of my favorite players in the MLB. It would just mean a ton to me if you could give me your best baseball advice, just in general.
Yeah, I know Hank. Hank, how are you, man? It's good to see you. I know we talk on Twitter quite a bit, but it's good to talk to you, and I'm glad you're on here. But my best baseball advice is, it's a tough one. My uncle once said to me, sometimes you eat the bear and sometimes the bear eats you. And I truly believe that in professional baseball, where you play 162 games in 182 days. You got to take it with a grain of salt. This game will eat you alive and humble you quicker than anything that I've ever experienced. But also, when you're having fun and you're getting on base, you're on cloud nine. So, understanding that sometimes the bear eats you, and the next day you got to come out and you got to eat the bear. So, and if not, the bear will come right back at you, day in and day out. So, get ready for it.
Outstanding advice for young Hank, who's already a big fan. I'm sure he's even more of a fan. That's why we like to do the Edward Jones chatting cage the way we do it. Get FaceTime with your favorite players, just like Hank did, and just like this fan right here. What's your name, where you're from, what's your question for Adam?
Hi, my name is Nate from Oakland Park, Illinois. And I just want to know, what's your favorite White Sox memory being on the team for the past 2 years? Being here.
There's quite a few that come to mind. Probably mine would be the walk-off that I had here. I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. You always want to produce for your team, but nothing is bigger than having a walk-off home run. Having your friends meet you at home plate. It's something special that I'll never forget.
That is an awesome insight to a great memory there in Chicago for Adam Eaton. Adam, it's 22 years to the day, I believe, in which your manager made some history. Does the team give him a hard time every year on this date?
You know what? I saw that on Twitter this morning, and I don't think many people bring it up to him. we try to stay off that topic. He, if anybody of you guys know Robin or have heard of how his his manner is and how he goes about his business, he's very professional, and I think that day, something went sour with him. But he's a very humble person and very quiet, and like I said, you don't see him in a brawl like that. But it is what it is.
Exactly. It is what it is. And he is one of the greats in baseball, both personality-wise and professional-wise. There's no doubt about that. Enjoy watching him play. We have another fan in the cage. These fans are fired up to get some FaceTime with Adam Eaton. What's your name? Where are you from? What's your question?
Mark from Massachusetts. You're on my fantasy team, by the way. I was just wondering what you have been working on in your swing to like get so on fire and how hot you've been lately.
You know what? I don't work much on my swing. I don't know if you could tell that, but I don't really work too much with the mechanics of the swing. I usually work more with the personnel that I'm going against. I think, I've been statistically a slow starter for the first 2 years of my, full years of professional baseball in the big leagues. And I think the main reason is because seeing pitchers for the first time again. Being out in Arizona, there's a lot of people that are within our division that we don't see that are in Florida. So, seeing them for the first time. But, I feel that I take away every at-bat that I have, I take away something. And if I can improve myself by taking away, his release point, his body language on a curveball, what he likes to do with 0-2 counts, 1-2 counts, if he likes to come in, if he likes to go away soft, all those variables. And if I can be more educated like I have been, later in the season, I can take away from that and be better off.
Great thoughts and insights on how to approach baseball, both mentally and physically, from Adam Eaton as he approaches the game, not just necessarily on the swing, but on who he is opposing. This is the Edward Jones Chatting Cage, and we have an EDJ question of the day. As I said earlier, he is Adam Spanky Eaton on Twitter, so we know which Adam Eaton he is. But the question of the day is, did people ever confuse you with the pitcher Adam Eaton when he was in the league?
Absolutely. Again, as we touched upon before, I actually got his licensing check. So with the union and the MLB baseball, you go through a period of time where you get ready for a collective bargaining agreement. And when you do that, usually you withhold some licensing money, which is like video game sales, jersey sales, and whatnot. And usually those checks are pretty large that we get in spring training. Well, through the 4 years that they withhold the monies, usually it's between $20,000 and $30,000 from those licensing checks. So then when I came into the league in 2012, they actually were redistributing those licensing checks. So I got about $120,000 in my hand from the other Adam Eaton and hadn't played a day in the big leagues. So that was probably the biggest significance of me and Adam Eaton, of right-handed pitcher from the Phillies, San Diego. That was the biggest confusion. Let's just say that.
That's a little bit of confusion. Did you have to deliver him the checks yourself? How'd that work out?
You know what? I haven't seen $1 from it. I wish I would meet him and he'd buy me dinner or a beer. But I took the checks and I started reading them. I'm like, man, big league camp's really paying off right now. I'm getting 120 G's, the first day that I'm here. But as my eyes lit up, Cody Ransom, he looked at me. He's like, "Hey, those aren't yours, buddy." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want to go check, cash these. They won't catch me." But I turned right back around. Yeah, exactly. I turned right around with my tail between my legs, and I gave them back, unfortunately.
That's the right thing to do. You can't start off on the wrong foot like that. Before we let you go, we're going to get one more question from Twitter. This is from JJ Chunks. What player did you idolize the most when you were growing up?
You know what? I'd have to say two. I love the history of baseball. I'm a big historian when it comes to baseball. I grew up a Cleveland Indians fan, so I'm a little partial to Kenny Lofton. I've always been a huge fan of him growing up, the way he played the game, the flair that he played the game with, and just his overall athletic ability. And then, again, on the historic side, I love Yogi Berra. For him to win as many World Series championships and as many games that he caught and home runs that he hit for the size that he was, it's amazing. And, on top of that, his personality and his, charismatic way about baseball and his, influential statements that he has day in and day out, he's one of my favorites as well.
Those are certainly two of the greats in baseball history, Lofton and Berra. And there is no doubt for his stature and his personality, nobody won more. He was unbelievable, Yogi Berra. Mm-hmm. So, thanks for that, and now we know what that is for Adam Eaton. And folks, I got to say, I'm sad to say goodbye, but it's time. We got to let Adam get back to work. Adam, thanks so much for being with us. I know the fans are fired up.
Thanks for having me, guys. Anytime.
That's Adam Spanky Eaton on Twitter. Follow him there, and we'll catch you next time on the Edward Jones Chatting Cage.